Say what you mean, do what you say. Sounds simple, but in a rapidly changing world, it's super confusing and it's hard to tell what's true anymore. It could make all the difference in your personal outcomes. And I'm Hector, and I've learned this over years of leading teams across the public and private sectors, working with a lot of different personalities, trying to deploy a lot of strategies. But the people that won the most and won the most over the longest period of time, they were true believers and they were really decisive actors. Now, I'll be honest, this means rubbing people the wrong way sometimes. And that's precisely the point, because we've talked about this in the past about making good enemies. Not everybody's going to share your values. And some people are focused more on image than mission. And some people are trying to sell us pots of gold at the end of rainbows that don't exist. But keeping things simple is perhaps what I learned from growing up in the Canadian prairies. Farmers knew that handshake was everything, that you couldn't plant, you couldn't harvest, you couldn't survive the flood without helping your neighbor and knowing that they were going to help you. You might as well not plant anything without that kind of level of integrity and cooperation. And it's no different for the rest of us. But to do it right, we got to understand a couple things. And first is some really great advice from Epictetus. He said, first learn the meaning of what you say and then speak, which means know what you truly stand for before you take a stand. Only then can you truly mean it and it be authentic. And next, Cato the Younger, he was really great at this. He was a wonderful orator, really influential thinker, but sometimes he would go silent and his critics would say, "What are you doing?" And he would say, "I only speak when I know what I say isn't better left unsaid." That's discernment. Because knowing something isn't enough, understanding isn't enough. We also have to be careful not to dilute our message and confuse the conversation or betray ourselves by going down different tracks. We must keep ourselves simply focused on the essential. And this is the lesson here. When words and actions are aligned, when we're clear and we're honest and we're consistent, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it costs us in the short term, we plant a harvest worth reaping. People show up to help when we need it. Opportunities compound and come to us. And what we build is far more lasting, unlike the fragile gains that come from being flaky or performative. Stop telling people what they want to hear. Stop speaking before you've taken the time to truly think about it. And reject the separation between your words and actions. Do that, and you'll align with your mission and attract the right people and opportunities. And most importantly, gain a sense of peace and personal power that changes everything.